Alabama is currently seeing rapid growth in industries that are sustained by math and science. And right now, the Alabama State Department of Education is calling for teachers to help teach STEM subjects and make a difference here in our state through special positions. And joining me over Zoom is State Superintendent Dr. Eric Mackey. Thanks so much for joining us.
I'm so glad to be with you today.
Tell us, how do the teacher excellence and accountability for mathematics and science, or TEAMS, positions work?
So with a TEAMS position, you have to have a teacher who's certified in math or science or computer science. And then they have to agree that they'll work a few extra days a year, that they will pursue and achieve a national certification. And there are really only two of those. There's a national STEM certificate, and then there's the National Board for Professional Teachers. And so they have to pursue that. They have to eventually, obviously, achieve it. And then they have to agree they'll do some extra professional development. And if they do those things and they're willing to give up their tenure, then they can move from being a tenure track teacher to a contract teacher. And for that, they get some extra compensation. It can be up to about $20,000. And it actually could be a little more, because if you have a teacher who's in what we call a high need schools or high poverty rural schools, and they're national board certified, then they can get, we also have some stipends for MBCT teachers and for those high poverty schools. And so they can actually stack those in addition. They're not part of the TEAMS contract, but they can stack those on top of a TEAMS contract. It's a substantial increase in money. And look, we are so excited because last year, for the first time in a long time, for the first time I can remember, math and science were not in the top three for the most needed subjects in the state. So we still need teachers, but it appears that we are beginning to abate the crisis among math and science teachers, at least.
What are some of the other perks that team teachers have?
Well, the main thing is, the main perk is that extra income, actually. They're teaching, remember, alongside other folks who might be teaching social studies and English language arts, physical education, band. These are all extremely important, and we value all of our teachers. But we really do have a huge shortfall in our state of folks who are prepared and ready to go into high-tech STEM industries. And so the legislature came to us a few years ago with this problem and said, we know that not just today, but into the 2030s, we have to be graduating a lot more students who are capable of and ready to go into high-tech mathematics, science-based industries. And how are we going to prepare these young people when we have high schools that don't even have a math teacher? They don't even have a certified chemistry teacher. And so the solution was, you got to apply market economics. Say, look, we're going to have to put some money in there and try to attract people from the outside the teaching field. We've attracted some teachers to change fields. So a lot of people don't realize this, but if you're a physical education teacher, maybe, and you've had a lot of science courses as they have to do, and you say, I want to go and take the science praxis test, that's our certification exam, and all they have to do is pass that science test, and they can become a science teacher then and move into a TEAMS position, or the same way with the math position. So we've had some teachers change subjects. We've had some teachers to come in from other positions. We actually lost some folks here at the State Department of Education because it made more money, made more sense for them because of the money to go back into the classroom. And we've even had some principals give up their jobs and go back to the classroom because they can make about as much money and they really wanted to return to teaching. So it's definitely attracting people into math and science fields.
And you just mentioned that, you have teachers in other positions who go forward and they pursue this. What about teachers that are out of state?
Well, we know that we've been able to bring a few teachers in from out of state on TEAMS contracts. Now, right now, that's fewer than 50 teachers who actually have moved into Alabama to take a TEAMS contract. But we, this past school year, decided we want to take this abroad. And so we have hired a couple of folks that are just to do recruiting. Like, their job is to go out and recruit people to become teachers in Alabama. And so We're doing a social media campaign. We're trying to really reach those other southeastern states and maybe convince folks who teach on border states with Alabama that if they're teaching math in Florida or science in Mississippi, it would benefit them to move to Alabama. And we're getting a few of those. We're not in too many yet, but remember the TEAMS Act is less than 2 years old. And we really believe that in time, we'll see more and more folks who will be moving to Alabama to take advantage of this great opportunity.
And how do teachers who choose to take part in teams become the solution to growing industries in our state?
Well, they can take advantage of a team's contract. They need to contact, like if they're a current teacher, they need to contact the certification officer or someone in their central office at their school district. If a person's outside the teaching field and they say, hey, I'm interested in doing this, but I'm just not sure, I need to know more. One, they can contact the local school board, school district office, and inquire there about applying for jobs, about becoming a TEAMS teacher. And they can also contact us here at the State Department of Education. And we have a special email dedicated to TEAMS teachers, and we have folks here who understand the process and can help them connect. But the deal is this, though. There's not a different certification for TEAMS teachers. So they're math certified, computer science certified. So they have to go find a job and then be offered a contract. So we at the Department of Education cannot offer them a teaching contract because we don't actually employ the teachers, but we can certainly help them find a position.
What else should we know about TEAMS?
You know, I'm excited that into the 2030s, and that's not that far away if you think about it. We have students today in elementary schools that will be graduating in 2035, 36, and beyond. And the jobs that they are going to have an opportunity to do are going to be more high skill, high tech than anything we would have dreamed about when I was in school back in the 70s. And so we're providing opportunities for those young people. But to do that, we have to connect them with the jobs through education. And that's why we need more folks out there who want to become teachers. Now, particularly science and math teachers. I'm an old science teacher myself. We want people to come into the STEM fields. But I would also urge anybody out there who says, look, I really want to be a teacher, but I don't want to teach science and math. I want to teach band. I want to teach U.S. history. I want to do something else. I want to teach kindergarten. Look, we are looking for all teachers to come and join our ranks, invest in the lives of young people, and connect those jobs of the future with the children of today through education.
Dr. Eric Mackey, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.